Hi, everybody. It's Lorana. It's Rose Garden Radio, live from the center of the universe, Canton, Ohio, right here at Miss Lorana's Alchemical Apothecary. So thanks for being here. Um, I can't believe how fast everything. It's Rose Garden has rolled around again, and I can't wait to read our story together. Uh, I know tomorrow is the total eclipse of the sun here. We're in the path of totality. I just love that saying. And I know many of us are going to try to catch that tomorrow. So I see a half a sun on there and a little bit of a cloud. So let's focus on that sunshine, and we'll have an incredible time. It's really special that we're all going to be collectively together watching this. So I'm very excited. Um, Hi, Amy. Hi, Sue, later tonight. I know you always watch me, and I really appreciate it. Again, thanks for your messages and your critiques and your willingness to go on this journey with me, a weekend with Aunt Lorana. And without any further ado, let me get on to today's story. I'm sitting on it. Here we go. We left off with Amy telling me that I had a lot of explaining to do. So let's see what I'm gonna explain away here. Okay, page 95. Well, I said, staring at my aunt. Well, what? She grinned. Amy, I told you I was a little different over the years, but you may not have guessed the extent of it, she laughed. After I remembered I was Lorana, all my lifetimes merged into me because I awoke to who I have always been. Almina knows me as Lorana because that is who I am and who I always was, she explained, making it sound so simple. Does this make any sense to you? I waited for her wind chime laughing and then it came without disappointment. Yes, in a completely strange way it does, I replied. I have to believe. Look at what we've experienced, I said, waving my hands around the air for emphasis. Oh no, Almina didn't tell us the name of the hotel, Aunt Lorana, I cried. Don't fret, Amy. This is Luxor, and there is only one hotel that we would be in. The Winter Palace is like a second home for Almina's husband, Lord Carnarvon. I've stayed there before too, my aunt said, winking at me. With that information, I confidently followed her down the dusty road. As we made our way to the hotel, Aunt Lorana briefed me about our upcoming evening. The sisterhood will meet tonight in one of the other pyramids. There will be a procession from the hotel to the tomb of King Tut, and we will proceed with them and then slip off at some point to our own area. It will occur very nonchalantly. People will think we have slipped off to relieve ourselves if they even notice and give us privacy, she told me. Everything the sisterhood does is very low key. There is the legend, of course, but we have always been a secret female society. Many of the families involved have known each other throughout history, yet we can recognize one another even if we are meeting for the first time, she said, with a distant look on her face. Who is Coco? I didn't ask back then. This was back in when we met Almina. Oh no. Okay, I saw that freeze a little bit. So anyways, Amy's saying, who is Coco? I didn't ask back there. Coco is Coco Chanel. Aunt Lorana said, wind chiming pure happiness. She became a very famous high-end fashion designer, and her brand still is, Amy. I'm thrilled that you're going to meet her. She is creative and passionate about what she's doing, and a lot of fun, too. I think you will find all the women who gather tonight fascinating, my aunt smiled. I'm curious to see who will be here. It's been over 100 years since we were all together, whoever we will be. I really have no idea, Aunt Lorana said, caught up in the mystery of it all as the sun crept higher into the turquoise blue sky. I wonder why you never received your invitation. You were here now, but perhaps we were not supposed to be back then. It doesn't make sense, I said, pondering the complexities of time and space. I agree. Perhaps we will make more sense of it all later tonight. I feel we are about to get a big piece of our mystery solved, my aunt said as we stopped in front of an enormous building, which I knew instinctively must be the Winter Palace. I liked the way my aunt called it our mystery. I was now part of something that was so much bigger than myself, and it felt so good. Oh my, it is so nice to be in this hotel again. It's exactly like I remember it, Aunt Lorana said in sheer delight, and I could swear I saw her feet dance around a little bit. Let's go inside and get our rooms. I will speak to the concierge about sending us 2 masseurs. Your first massage will be in Egypt, Amy, and we need it, my aunt exclaimed. I took a seat in the lobby and surrendered to another adventure with Aunt Lorana as she headed over to the front desk. I gazed towards my aunt at the counter. She seemed to glow with happiness and an inner beauty that radiated to the outside. I wish I could be more like my aunt someday. There never seemed to be a dull moment in her life. I wanted to know what it felt like to be that free and happy. I realized I might have to shine the experience on for at least 2 more years, but I was getting to feel what it felt like now. That night, after a relaxing massage, we changed into the new outfits that were magically in our suite. These pants and tunics seemed to shimmer with a golden hue. I had never worn fabric like this. It felt alive in some inexplicable way, and there was an unusual heft to the fabric. Regardless, it was an elegant upgrade for the rougher linen we had worn earlier. I hope this is coming through. I see these dramatic pauses. I guess it's working. I feel so royal somehow, if that is the right word, I shared freely with my aunt. You are feeling the frequency of the sisterhood of the Golden Rose. As more sisters arrive, our collective frequency of the Golden Rose can be actually felt. That is one reason we must gather in remote areas or around public events, she told me. We are like Benjamin Franklin's experiments of putting many like batteries together. They produce a higher amplification. That makes sense to me. I feel something different inside of me. Something good, I replied. I felt lighter, more loving, and energized all at the same time. Trying to explain my emotions with words was getting frustrating. I realized words didn't come close to what I was actually feeling. Yes, I feel the same way, Aunt Lorana smiled, showering me with her sweet kindness. Let's see. Should I read a little more? That might be enough for today. I really, really appreciated you joining me and watching later. Or I see some people, should I continue? Maybe I'll go on a little bit more. We're kind of getting to a good part. Well, it's all good, but my aunt was chatty on the way to the pyramids. This is one of my favorite eras, Amy. The women's movement was gaining momentum, helping many of us to come out of our dark shells. This was the period where we got the right to vote and started demanding equal rights. Aunt Lorana said, "It was hard for me to believe there was a time when men and women were not treated equally. The female psyche was starting to open and blossom. You could feel it in the air. Women were becoming aware of our divine nature, and when you looked at another woman eye to eye, you felt a connection. Our inner power was starting to surface." "It was a time of flappers," I added. That was the name given to women who were showing independent behavior back when this movement was starting. Today, most people think of carefree dancers from the 20s during Prohibition, but it was much, much more. Much, much more than that, Aunt Lorana said as we made our way up the dusty path. "Clara!" my aunt exclaimed as we caught up to another woman on the path. "Lorana Day! I am beside myself with happiness," Clara exclaimed. I noticed that she was beaming and lit up inside with an extraordinary light like my aunt. "Clara Gordon Bow, meet my niece, Amy Hill," Aunt Lorana said, putting her arm around me. The walk had been going gradually uphill, and I was starting to feel very hungry. "We're almost there, Amy. There should be plenty of fruit, cheese, hummus, and little stuffed grape leaves to snack on," Clara said, tuning into me. "I think there will be some of our secret ambrosia punch, too," she added, flashing a big smile at Aunt Lorana. "Amy, Clara is absolutely the it girl right now in silent films." "Silent films," I blurted before remembering that we were in 1922. "Yes, there have already been murmurs of talking films, so I know one day there will be," Clara added, covering up my faux pas. "I can only wish I will be part of them," she said, deep from her heart. "Clara, you will be," Aunt Lorana declared with such confidence that you could only believe it would be true. "Why, thank you, sister," she said, giving my aunt an affectionate hug. "Ah, we are here, our own private little pyramid for the evening," Clara giggled, guiding us discreetly off the path. In less than a minute, we were absorbed into the night, and I saw the entrance to a pyramid open up before us. We entered and followed a hollow, narrow hallway into the interior chamber that was surprisingly well lit, although I didn't see any candles. I looked around and noticed a lavish spread of vegetarian food as promised. "Go ahead and nourish yourself, Amy. Everything is self-serve here. Just don't drink too much of that ambrosia," Aunt Lorana warned with a wink. "I don't need any more trouble than I am already going to be in with Diane." Anyways, thanks for being with me. Enjoy the eclipse if you get a chance to see it, and know that even though we're in the path of totality is right here within you. And that's the real eclipse worth viewing. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for being with me, and I'll catch you next time, okay? Bye-bye.